Hello, I'm Marjorie Jellin, Director of the New York City Public Service Corps. We're so glad you could be with us today, and especially pleased that we will be able to show you our new documentary featuring students who have done their work-study internships at a variety of New York City agencies. I'm very proud to report that this documentary was filmed and produced by current PSC interns, former PSC interns now working at our agency, and staff from the graphics department and from our own Public Service Corps office here at the Department of Citywide Administrative Services. As you know, the Public Service Corps is an off-campus work-study program which has operated for more than 40 years in partnership with you, our participating schools and agencies. Over these years, you have made it possible for us to offer countless college and graduate students career-building internships in city agencies, hospitals, daycare centers, and other municipal facilities. And you have made it possible for these students to serve our great city. We thank you for your support. Now, here are some of our interns' personal reflections.
I'm Stacy Beatty Jr. I am a graphic artist for the Department of Citywide Administrative Services, DCAS Graphics. I first started out at Public Service Corps in 2000. I was attending New York Institute of Technology, and I was a 3D animation and computer graphics major. I needed a second internship to qualify on my credits, so I heard about Public Service Corps through a family member, and I came down to DCAS and applied, and by summer of 2000, I was placed at Housing Preservation and Development underneath Lenny Sneed. And actually, I'm the first student from the New York Institute of Technology, so I kind of got the ball rolling for that. It was a really good experience. I actually got to do a lot of hands-on work, designing, setting up conferences, stuff like that. And it actually ended up turning out so well for me that when I had more free time, they made me a per diem worker, so I can work per day, every day. And then a few years after that, because they needed more help and I actually graduated, they kept me on as a full-time staff, provisional. And then 4 more years later, I was ready to, I was making this a career, and I decided to stick around, and I took the GA exam for civil service, and out of about a couple hundred people, I ended up number 12 on the list. And then I was picked up by John Yu and Marty Preston for the graphics unit. And 3 years later, here I am, still civil service. I do a lot of production work. We're organizing a few things, trying a few new things, doing some video editing along with the interns. And one of the major comments that I've understood now is that, Public Service Corps gave me a real in. And at first I was an intern, and now I actually supervise interns in our department. And it's been really good. They actually looked at my major and decided, okay, well, he'd be good here. And I actually got hands-on work. I learned more on-the-job experience than I ever would have learned in school. It's been 10 years. I'm still here. This is a career, and just looking forward to moving on up.
My name is Perry Denson. I'm currently a student at Baruch College. My major is corporate communications with a minor in literature and law and policy. Well, I would have to say this is my second time doing it. This one is more involved. I'm working directly with the director and the cabinet staff as well. I'm actually writing a lot of the brochures and pamphlets that are going to be distributed to the actual employees or clients of HRA, the Human Resource Administration. So it's definitely an interesting experience, and you gotta work on your toes. I find that it gives you real world experience. Aside from just working through the school, it actually helps you to create somewhat of a career experience or path for yourself. And I'm glad and appreciate that the Public Service Corps allowed me to do so. Well, I'm placed with HRA, that's the Human Resources Administration of New York City. Right now they're facing a transitional program where they're actually letting go about 400 employees. So right now it's actually critical for me to be on staff, and I'm actively working intern. I call myself a power intern because I do just as much as any other staff member would do. And it's very important, to help transitional employees that's, let's say, been working for 25 years or more, to actually get out back into the job market and just to train them with resume, interviewing skills, workshopping, networking, things like of that nature. So my major is corporate communications, and I have a minor in literature and law and policy. So the communication aspect definitely works when you're dealing with personnel, doing human resources, so it definitely coincides.
My name is Michael Evangelou. I am a photo student, second year at School of Visual Arts, and I am a Public Service Corps intern. It was the spring semester of my freshman year, and I needed a job, and my dad wanted me to get a job. So he took initiative, and he called my school's financial aid office and asked them about, if there were any on-campus jobs. And they said no, but they recommended this program. It was called the Public Service Corps. I went to the building, I went into the office, and she interviewed me, and she said, "Oh, so you're a photo major?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a photo major." She's like, "Oh yeah, we need a photo major to take pictures of interns and for advertising and things like that." And I said, "Okay, I can do that." And she's like, "Oh, we also need someone to work on the website." And I'm like, "Yeah, I can do that also." And again, I didn't think anything of it, and then I actually started doing it. And at the start, it was difficult because I haven't actually experienced anything. I mean, being a freshman in School of Visual Arts, you don't really experience commercial work all that often. I was placed in the Department of Citywide Administrative Services, and it's DCAS for short. My main position is at the Public Service Corps. I work the front desk when I'm not doing any, I guess, on-location work. On-location being taking photos of interns at other locations. When I'm not doing all of that stuff, I'm just answering phones and doing just work around here. I help take the photographs for the poster that's right behind me. I didn't do the graphic design. That was someone else who works here, another intern. And but I took all of those photographs, and I took a whole bunch more that are featured on the website. I helped design the layout for the website. I helped. I'm doing this project right now. I'm filming myself currently right now. And yeah, and for the future project is getting more photos taken of the alumni of the program, and to show that the city, if you become a city intern, these people have acquired jobs beyond their internship, and now they're like hired officials or what have you. And that's the future project.
My name is Derek Aiken. Well, I currently work for the New York City Department of Homeless Services. I'm an associate staff analyst. Basically what that means is that I supervise shelters for the city of New York. The city of New York contracts shelter providers, and they have analysts or program analysts who basically oversee these shelters to make sure that things are being run. I attended St. John's University. I believe there was a flyer that was on the wall somewhere, and I had some federal work-study money, and I just decided to sign up. And I guess I was placed at ACS Child Support, and overall it was basically a good experience working with the workers and the supervisors there. The Public Service Corps helped me with my major because it allowed me to work in a social work field, in a social work environment. So I was able to work with a caseworker one-on-one and obtaining information from some of the clients, and also inputting some of this data into the computer. So I guess it allowed me to get my feet wet in terms of social work. I guess my most interesting experience of working with the Public Service Corps was I don't believe it was just one experience. It was a lot of experiences. Once again, it was my first time working in a social service environment. Everyone has this idea that city workers are bad and whatnot, but I didn't really get that. My supervisor was great. She was caring. she was willing to sit down with me and explain a lot of the processes with me. She was also willing to show me around. I also like the fact that I was able to interview clients. So, once again, that was just getting my feet wet. And, it seemed like the whole floor or the team that was there, everyone chipped in to help me out. So, I mean, it was just ideal.
My name is Eugene Chu, and I'm a current student at School of Visual Arts. My major there is 3D computer animation, and I have been applied to here as an intern in Department of Citywide Administrative Services, so I can gain my experience and while learning more during my school days. Public Service Corps first placed me at HRA, Human Resource Administration, and over there I was in a graphic artist department, and I learned things where not only the school teaches me, but I also learn about production-wise. I learn also socialize to coworkers, so I may gain real-life experience in the future. And over the next 1.5 years, I have been also transferred to another job. I am now placed at DCAS, Graphic Arts Department, to continue on with my experience. I have done for the citywide graphics pamphlets, holiday designs. I'm also producing video for the Public Service Corps documentary to be placed on a website. And I have worked with a part of a team in certain projects, and giving me the ability to have courage and knowledge and also leadership for others.
Hi, my name is Mary Bernstein, and I'm a photography student at FIT, which is the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York. Well, I first came to be placed in an internship with PSC, and then I ended up becoming an intern for PSC as the receptionist, and then my work study ran out, so I was placed in the DCAS graphics lab. I chose it because I wanted to open my options to more than just FIT and have a broader experience of the city and the things that go on in the city. I do a lot of different things. My main job is the photographer, so I shoot all the products for the city store, and I edit them and make them so they can be put on the website. I also cut and mount posters and stuff like that. It definitely helped me with the commercial aspect of everything. I learned to kind of be independent and work the lighting and the camera on my own. I graduate this semester in May, and from here I'm not all the way decided, but I'm either going to stay working as the photographer for the graphics, for DCAS graphics, or I might move on to just working in a gallery.
I would recommend other students for Public Service Corps,
because there aren't too many places, even in the private sector, where they'll take the time to hone your skills and teach you what you need to know.
There's a lot of different opportunities here, and I've enjoyed it so far.
I would recommend the Public Service Corps because, for one, it gets you a job, but for two, it gets you experience, and they really try to place you with what you're going to be doing.
to learn a realistic way of commercial artwork.
The products, like shooting products and the placement of products and stuff like that.
It gives you real-world experience and helps you to understand what the workplace is about.
I can say that, I mean, where I'm placed, I'm really happy, and I want to continue working here.
And working outside the school helps you to actually focus on what you probably would want to do, instead of just taking something in school and then going out trying to find a job, not knowing what the work environment entails and things of that nature.
yes, I would recommend the Public Service Corps.
Especially if they're really serious about being placed in their field of study.
And it's led me to do a lot of stuff that I like doing. And I think that it can help other people with that same thing.